Hello everyone, excuse me. Welcome back to my channel, Divine Labor Wisdom. Coming back with another Pick a Pal reading. This time we're going to look at what is next in love for the collective. This is going to get a little spicy. So of course this is going to be 18 plus. So if you are not 18 plus and over, or of course plus means over. But if you're not 18 or older, definitely click off this video. It is not for you. This is for the adults, the grown-ups, the grown and sexy. So go ahead and click off this video and go find something to do, something safe to do. No. But yeah. So yeah, let me get all of my little caveats and stuff out of the way right off the bat. Okay, so yeah, if you hear any background noise, I apologize. Please just ignore it. If it gets too loud, I will wait a few minutes and then pick it back up. Okay, all of the decks of cards that I'm using will definitely be down in the description box below. So yeah, that'll be there. Some cards I'm not able to show, even though this is an 18 plus reading or video, just for, just to be YouTube friendly. Some of the cards I'm not able to show. So I'll just tell you what the name of the card is and we'll go from there. Okay. So, yeah, I think I got everything out of the way. Yeah, noise, I apologize. If you hear anything, mention cards. Also, what else? I'll say it out throughout the video, but definitely consider subscribing to my channel so you can get more readings like this. I am also thinking about starting a Patreon just to be able to go more in depth with these readings and offer some other things as well, just so you can get an overall cool, fun readings, especially readings that are not as serious. I can be more playful, more adult over there on Patreon. So that's definitely coming soon. I'm working on that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to babble too much in this intro because yeah, I'm already 2 minutes in, so let's go ahead and get started. And anything that I forgot to mention, hopefully I'll mention it throughout the video, or if you have any questions, of course, you can definitely ask it in the comment section of this video. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is pile 1, or the smiling devil emoji. So if you pick that card, you are right on time. So yeah, we are starting with pile number 1, the smiling devil emoji. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. Your card, that is the affirmation or oracle cards that I've done myself. Those are the love and lust cards that I did for myself. And again, like I said, I'm not going to show certain cards because of course they may not be YouTube friendly. Okay, so I'm going to spread these cards out just to kind of get overall picture of what pile 1 can expect coming up for their love life, or what's next in love for them. Again, I'm not going to show certain cards because they are very, very spicy. Okay. Okay. Hopefully I don't run out of too much room. This is a nice long, or nice big spread or whatever. Okay. All right, I think, let's see, maybe I can kind of scoot these over just so I can get everything out. Okay. And again, like I said, I'll show the cards that I can show, and we will go from there. Okay, and I will sit that right there. The little affirmation or message, oracle message. Okay, so let me look at these cards real quick, pile one, and just kind of get an overall sense of everything. Wow, you have a lot of pentacles out here. Okay. Okay. So, sorry, I had to reach for something here. Let me get this guidebook out. Because these tarot of sexual magic cards. These are the first time that I'm actually using these to do a reading on camera. But I'm just going to kind of look and, into it that way. But just in case I need a little backup, we're going to use the guidebook with that, read from the guidebook on that. All right, so pile one. I feel like for a lot of you, a lot of you in this pile could be single. And you could be sort of in a space where you feel a bit jaded in a way. So you've kind of, in a way, set love aside, if you will. You're more so focused on being single. You're more so focused on getting your bag. Your focus is not really on love per se. However, so with the first card, it says 8 of Autumn. Okay. And it says, do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school or apprenticeships, excellent craftsmanship, and long-term projects. So with that first card of 8 of Autumn, right off, it says, do more research before proceeding. I feel like with that, I'm sorry for the background noise if you heard that. I feel like you all are sort of having to do more research. You could still have, be on your apps, like the dating apps, and you're sort of just kind of looking. You're not really putting forth any real effort to go on dates or to, connect with anyone. You're more so just really just kind of testing the waters, filling it out. And going with the next card, it says for winter. For winter, so set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep or vacation. So yeah, of course, yeah, with 8 of Autumn, 4 of Winter, and I'm getting, some of you may find your next partner in winter, even though this is 8 of Autumn. I feel like I'm getting more so that you may find your next partner may come in the season of wintertime. So again, for now, or even autumn, it could be autumn still, autumn, winter, because autumn or winter follows autumn. So, yeah, so definitely look out for that. Maybe you may decide to, stop kind of riding the fence, if you will, and, go for it, shoot your shot, or, answer your DMs, around that time frame. But, again, I think, what I'm picking up is that it's a good thing that you are sort of, have your focus on something else. Because I notice a lot of times when, we're sort of searching for love, it nothing, you know, the right ones don't come, or the right connections don't come. And so, like, when you sort of put it out of your mind, or sort of not put too much focus, stock into trying to find the right connection, it usually pops up, or it usually comes to you out of nowhere, if you will. So yeah. I'm also with this For Winter card. You know, it says set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. I feel like some of you could be setting intentions on what it is you do want in a love connection. And I feel like whatever manifestations or whatever like intentions you set, you know, already, that could be coming to, you know, fruition in autumn time or winter time, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. So moving forward, you have the Nine of Winter, and it says unfounded fear, focusing on worst case scenarios, allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the problem. And that's that card right there, Nine of Winter. So yeah, I think a small number of you, I don't really get the sense that a small number or all of you in this pile are sort of worried about love connections. I feel like, and I know I mentioned earlier that some of you that I got like a jaded feeling, like a feeling of not really being all that interested in making a love connection. However, yeah, I feel like a small number of you, the reason why you're sort of sitting things out is because you do have a fear of giving your heart to someone else again. But that's only a small number of you. But I feel like, again, like the card said, it's unfounded fear. Even though, you know, we've all been, you know, sort of hurt in the past. We've all had, you know, those lessons we had to learn in different relationships we've had, or situationships, whatever, you know, whatever you've dealt with in this card or in this pile. But you know, there's one thing to be cautious, but there's also another to allow fear to overtake you when it comes to love, if that makes sense. So I think with that card, Nine of Winter is trying to tell pile one is that you don't have to fear love. You know, the right person is out there for you. And, you know, once you get, you know, sort of sit down with yourself and take time to really, you know, focus on what it is, you know, what the specific qualifications it is you want in a partner. Once you set those intentions and put it out into the universe, the universe is going to conspire to bring that to you. Okay. So we're at the portion where I cannot show these cards. So I will just, again, just speak out loud what the cards are and what I see in the cards. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles, and on this card is like a woman on it that's sort of, looks like she's sort of shy. And there's like this, the king is sort of standing there, sort of facing her. I get the sense of the woman in the card, she sort of feels a little bit vulnerable, if you will. And I think the king, he sort of got his hands out, like outstretched or whatever. And it's like, I feel like the king is sort of like telling her, like, you can be open with me. Like, you can be, you know, your true self with me. And I feel like the woman in the card just sort of kind of feels sort of shy, sort of, not really wanting to open up. So that could be, again, that I think that goes back to that unfounded fear that I'm feeling, like being afraid to be vulnerable in your relationships, because a lot of you may have, you know, shared a lot of yourself with previous partners, and that it could have been something where that was used against you, or it could have been like you were taken advantage of, because I'm hearing taking kindness for weakness. So some of you could have literally had your kindness taken for weakness, especially for like a person that felt sort of kingly and over, maybe you had like a sort of a domineering type person that you were dealing with in your past or previous relationship. And so that's where that fear sort of comes from. Okay. So then we have the Eight of Pentacles, and it's two figures, a man and a woman, sort of sitting on it looks like a bed. The man has a rose, looks like a pink rose in his hand, and the woman has a teacup in her hand, and it looks like they're just sort of relaxing. So I feel like in your next romantic encounter or relationship, this is going to be a relationship where the two of you can just like really chill, just really relax with each other. It seems like coming from this previous card of the King of Pentacles and going to the Eight of Pentacles, this is going to be like a very like chill, abundant, fun relationship. You'll be able to be vulnerable. You'll be able to just sort of be yourself is what I'm getting from this card. And because it looks like they're just really just like chill, honestly. It looks like they are just, they're not really, doing anything. I get that I feel like this pile is the introverted pile, and I connect with this very much because I'm a very introverted person, and my husband is a very introverted person. So just like on this card, we can really like chill and we don't have to say much, we don't have to talk a lot, and even if we do talk a lot, we can hold a conversation and stuff like that. But we can just be chilling on our bed or whatever, and watching a movie, watching TV, and just chilling. Even if I'm into playing my games or on my laptop, whatever. So I get the sense with this pile that will be sort of you guys' norm. Whereas more or extroverted people, they like to go out, they like to do different things. Not to say that you all might not like to do that, but I get the sense that your next connection, partnership, whatever, you guys will be really, really connected. You all will be each other's best friends, if you will. And you all will just love, sort of like hanging out with each other, chilling with each other, traveling with each other, that type of thing. Okay. And the next, so like I said, you have a lot of pentacles out here. So I'm getting like a very abundant type energy, as well as you have a number 8 here, and then 8 of Autumn back there, the first card coming out. So yeah, 8, infinity. I feel like, so with those 8, the 8 numbers or whatever, or number 8, I feel like that's infinity. So this could be a relationship or connection that lasts a long, long time for you. Okay. So yeah, again, so with this next card, you have Queen of Pentacles, and it's a woman sitting on like a stool or chair or something, and the guy in the card is sort of like on the ground or floor or whatever, and he sort of like has his arm sort of like up, kind of caressing her leg, and he sort of like looks like he's in like a state of bliss. So to me, this card sort of shows like someone who is very like devoted to their partner. So again, this will be someone who really values spending time with you, who really just sort of worships the ground you walk on. So yeah, I just really feel like the next encounter that you have is going to be very, I get the feeling of like a relationship that's, or two people who are very like sensual. I feel like the guy may be a bit more, what if you will, affectionate in a way, because in the rest of these cards, I feel like the woman, and again, this is not, it doesn't have to be gender specific. I'm just going by what, the cards are what the cards look like, what they say, the story that they tell. But you can, swap genders, take it as it resonates for you. But I feel like one partner may be more affectionate than the other. However, you all still connect. You all still gel, if you will. So, so yeah, I feel like this is someone that really is devoted to their partner. So yeah. Okay, and it's okay. Yeah, funny. The next card that comes out is "It's safe for you to love," and it says, "Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all." Okay, so what did I say? Like the unfounded fear up here, nine of winter. Sorry. Yeah. So a lot of you in this pile feel like, yeah. I got the feeling that some of you in this pile may have dealt with previous partners who are very domineering, very controlling. Probably use your emotions, your vulnerable. I can't even see. Use your vulnerable. I can't use. I just said the word and I can't say it again. But they, what I'm trying to say. They use that against you, and so it could have made you jaded. It could have made you feel like it was not safe to love. So therefore, you were like, okay, I'm not even gonna worry about this whole love thing. I'm gonna just focus on, my studies. Focus on getting my bag. Just focus on myself. Okay. But this card is indicating that it's safe for you to love. And again, with these cards up here, I just get a real sense of love and devotion. Not too much anything like sort of like too spicy, kinky or whatever, but I just feel like where that may come in is just like the passion. Like this person just cannot get enough of Pile 1. Okay, so next card is playfulness. And it says, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I forget which card. I think it was the Eight of Pentacles that I saw, or that I got this feeling of like some playfulness, like fun. You all are able to enjoy each other's company, and you have a good time, even if one partner is more, more affectionate, more devoted than the other. I just feel like it's still, you all connect. And it could be that the Pal one's next encounter or partner will be more extroverted, and people in Pal 1, they're more introverted, but you all can connect on that. You all come together. Okay. So the next card is Mawu, Mother Earth. So with this card, I just get, I see the earth, and I just feel like, to me, it says you are called upon to help with environmentalism. With this card, I feel like it's not so much what's on the card or what it says on the card, more so that the globe is here, Mother Earth. So I feel like whoever this next partner is, they're going to be very like a person. I'm getting like Sagittarius, because Sagittarius, these are the type of people that like to travel a lot. So I'm getting that maybe your next partner may be Sagittarius, and of course you have a lot of pentacles out here, so that is, I believe, Earth. So it could be Earth sign that you encounter. Let's see, we have autumn and winter. Winter is autumn. Let's see. that's sort of Virgo. So yeah, earth sign, Libra, Scorpio, that type of energy, Capricorn. Who else is in winter? Capricorn, Aquarius? No, not Aquarius. But yeah, I'm getting, yeah. So what I'm strictly hearing is Sagittarius, Virgo, Leo, or not Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Capricorn is what I'm hearing. So yeah. But anyway, with the Mawu card, like I said, I feel like you all be able like to travel with each other and have fun doing that. Okay. So Hathor is the next card, and it's receptivity, and it says allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. So yeah, like I said, your next partner or next encounter will be someone who's very generous, very giving, who they'll want to devote themselves to you, like they will want to give to you. And this can even translate into someone who is really all about pleasing you, especially with this one card, Queen of Pentacles in this deck. And I'll just show the back of it. But anyway, making sure it's not too much. But yeah, this person just seems like they will do anything for you. They'll do anything to please you, to satisfy you, whatever. It does not matter. They do not stop until they know that you are satisfied. Anything that you want, they will get. All that good stuff. Okay. So, and then the next card is we have release all anger, Snapdragon. And it says, don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. And that is that card right there. Kind of hard to see the words, I think. But yeah, it says release all anger. So again, I had already mentioned earlier that I got this feeling of jadedness from previous partnerships, relationships, or whatever. So yeah, and my hand is itching, so some of y'all may be coming into some money. I think I did mention this is going to be like an abundant connection that you get next. So yeah. While they're, with the 9 of winter up here, it was saying like release the fears, also release anger from past relationships. Don't allow for what happened in the past to creep over into your next partnership. Release that anger, release that hurt, release that fear. So next we have, oh goodness, if I can pick up the card. We have emotional healing, and it says bleeding heart. And it says, it's safe for you to let go of old emotional pain. By doing so, you will allow your heart to mend. What did I just say? What have I been saying this whole time? What have I been saying? So yeah, just, try to release you. This pile number 1 could benefit from doing some cord cutting. Is what I'm hearing in my mind, like cord cutting, where you cut all the energetic cords in your mind of past relationships, or even just whichever your most recent one that break up or whatever, and just cut the cords of all that negative energy. Release that so that you're not taking that over into your next relationship. And I believe that's what a lot of you are possibly doing in this pile, because again, I started off with a lot of you are not really, you weren't really necessarily focused on love, but I think a lot of you in this pile have been sort of, realigning with what it is you want, and as well as sort of mending your broken heart, you know, figuring out, okay, you know, what it is, what do I want to, you know, have in my next relationship. You know, what is it that I want to attract in my next relationship? You know, what are some red flags that I, you know, experienced in this one relationship, so that I know not to take, you know, not to ignore any red flags I see when I go into this next relationship, or I try to make a new connection or whatever. So I feel like that's what this card is telling you to do. Okay. And then we have teach. So this could be, I'm getting two things here. So this could be a relationship, your next encounter. This could be one where you all teach each other, and both of you are receptive to finding out, you know, what makes your partner tick. You know, what is it they like? You know, what is it they don't like? You know, I'm seeing in my mind too. I don't want to go too vulgar with it, but I'm seeing like two individuals in bed, and you know, both of you are sort of like bouncing off of one another, like, okay, I like this, but I don't like this. Okay, don't do it like this. Go faster, go harder, so on and so forth. You get my drift. So I feel like you all could be teaching each other, you know, what you like and what you don't like. And, you know, and I feel like also with teach, there could be like some experimenting as well. So y'all, but I feel like this is a pile that is very just like open to exploring, you know, open to doing whatever to please each other. Maybe one partner more so than the other, whichever extroverted partner is more so. But you know, that's not to say that the introverted partner isn't willing to, you know, be exploratory. But I feel like the more introverted person may be a bit more reserved, if you will, a bit more conservative. But the extroverted person in the relationship will bring that introverted person more out of their shell and make them feel safe enough to express what it is, you know, their likes, their wants, and all that type of stuff. So it'll be that teaching. And then also with teaching, I feel like maybe one part, the small few of you who, you know, sort of had that fear of falling in love again, and sort of giving your, you know, self over. You may teach this person that you next encounter how to love you, like, you know, what it is that, you know, again, what it is you like, what you don't like, but also, you know, your love languages, you know, how you want to be loved, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from that, all of the cards. And I just want to look in the guidebook here for the what is it called, Tarot of Sexual Magic. I want to just kind of look up what it says about these particular cards, and I'm going to do that for all piles. So if you feel drawn to any other piles, then definitely look forward to that. Okay, so let me just, okay, these are all pentacles, so it's funny because I shuffled those cards quite a bit, so it's funny that all pentacles would come out for you. But that just lets me know that this is going to be a super, super, ultra abundant pile one. Okay, there we go. Pentacles. So let's see. We got King of Pentacles. Where are you, King? No. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to read what it says from the guidebook because I just want to, you know, confirm a lot of things. It's just for me to confirm what I've been saying. So, okay, King of Pentacles. It says fear. The magic of the white dove It says, fear increases the distance, and pursuing your partner will do no good. Happiness is born of a mutual effort to move towards each other. So yeah, I feel like, again, with this 9, it's funny because it lines up. It's right next to the 9 of Winter, this King of Pentacles. So yeah, it's all about overcoming fear, about loving again, okay? And opening yourself up to connect with others or connect with a special someone. Your next, that person that you try to connect with or you have a connection with, they can't connect with you on a deep level if you hold fear, if you allow yourself not to, open up to them, be vulnerable with them. And, because it takes two people, especially when you're trying to build a relationship or foundation with someone, if it's built on shaky ground, then it's going to crumble. So, yeah. But that just drives the point home to overcome that fear, to allow yourself to, and sometimes it helps to take a step back and just, try to overcome that fear, give yourself time, give yourself grace, and hopefully the person that you are trying to connect with or your next partner, they'll understand, they'll understand, because sometimes you can't always just jump into things. You need to, give it a chance to really grow. So yeah. Okay. And so what was it? The 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles, it says indifference, magic in the cup of coffee. It says an affectionate, gentle, and tender approach helps to overcome your partner's indifference because it reflects simple and honest feelings. So yeah, again, I feel like this is someone, the guy in the card is holding that rose, and then a woman, she sort of he seems more engaged than the woman does. But again, I felt like it was just, that they were just kind of chilling. But also I feel like the indifference, where indifference comes in, is that feeling of, like I picked up on it, like feeling jaded, and not really putting like effort into, to relationships or connections, trying to build connections. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is something that you've sort of dealt with in the past, or you're sort of coming out of that phase, and you're more so open to, giving love a shot again, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that you won't carry that indifference into a new connection if you get into one soon. But hopefully you will have overcome that feeling, and totally open yourself up to a new love. Okay, and lastly, we have Queen of Pentacles. Okay, it says coolness, and it says the magic of bay leaves. It says you must fight coolness and convince your partner to be generous, both sentimentally and materially. This will bring serenity, safety, and sincerity into the couple. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I don't necessarily feel for this particular pile that is what I'm feeling here with this card. I feel more so that this is just showing that one partner may be more affectionate, more devoted to the other partner, but that doesn't mean that the other partner doesn't care for and love their partner. It just means that they're totally different people who have two totally different approaches to how they show love, if that makes sense. Okay, and so your the last card or thing is the affirmation from Love and Lust. These are cards that I just wrote out messages for myself, and I'm choosing to share with you. Just like I have my other affirmation cards, I've written out these oracle cards for love and lust. Okay, so it says, I love your pretty smile and face. And again, don't come for my handwriting. I'm working on it, okay? I'm going to redo all of the little oracle cards, affirmation cards that I've written out. I'm going to redo those and make them a little bit better looking for myself, because I like things that are aesthetically pleasing. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, it says, I love your pretty smile and face. So again, I feel like this is a masculine partner. Or you can reverse it, switch it however you want to do it. This could be something that you as a person is saying to your partner or next connection, or this could be whoever you connect with or partner with next is going to be telling you this. This could be something that they love to say to you, especially when you guys are just chilling and you're in bed. They may say, I love your pretty smiling face. Okay, so yeah, that is all for this one, pile one. Hopefully you enjoyed the reading, and if you did, do me a solid, share it with someone else who might enjoy it and would benefit from it. Hopefully this reading helped you if you are sort of having some thoughts about, you know, your next encounter. Yeah, I hope that again it helped. Like the video, share it with friends, like I said, comment, and subscribe to the channel, okay? And look forward to new pick-a-pals and the elemental readings and all that good stuff. Look for more coming up, and look for the Patreon coming soon. I'm working on that and trying to figure out exactly how I can do that. And again, I have to say again because I hadn't mentioned it yet. But if you want to book a reading with me, I am open. All you have to do is email me and I will let you know my prices. I am very affordable. And depending on what type of reading you get or need, yeah, I'm all for it. I will do my very best to have a quick turnaround, and I typically do have a quick turnaround on readings for when I read for certain people. But yeah, if you need to get in contact with me, email is going to be in the description box, and you can call me with questions. You can email me with questions, to book a reading, all that good stuff. Okay, all right, so thank you, Power One. That was it, and see you next time. And we're going to pile number 2. All right. Actually, let me just sit these to the side. I don't have to open. Okay, pile number 2. I'm gonna spread your excuse me. Sorry if that was loud. Spread these cards out. And as I said before, I am not going to show certain cards because they could be a bit spicy. Okay. And also what I said in the previous reading, pile number 1, is I'm going to read from one of the decks, the guidebook. But first I'm just going to kind of go through the cards and just sort of figure out, you know, get a sense of what I see. And again, sorry if you hear background noise. Someone is outside yelling for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, you know, it is what it is. Some people just like to be loud for some reason. And then again, you might not even hear what I'm hearing. I don't know. Okay. All right. So let me check a bit about these cards. And yes, pile number 2. If you chose lips, the lips, this is for you. Okay. So yeah, let me just check these out. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Pile number 2. I feel like in this pile, a lot of you may be going through a separation, or you have gone through a separation. Of course, there's a separation card out here that popped out, or came out rather. um, so yeah, we're gonna go through all those cards though, because because I'm here. Okay, what I'm gonna tell you what I'm getting. I feel like some of you may have been going through or may have gone through a separation, or you are possibly going to go through a separation. But I'm also hearing for some of you, this is a connection or a relationship that goes through cycles. Some of you may, be apart and then you get back together some kind of way. You all are drawn back to one another. But yeah, we're gonna go through all the cards and see what's going on here. Okay, so the first card that comes out is 10 of Spring, and it says ask for help from others, all work and no play, being weighed down by too many responsibilities. 10 of Spring. So yeah, I feel like, perhaps the cause of the separation was maybe some of you in this pile may have been too busy, or maybe your partner was too busy. Perhaps either one of you all's jobs may have kept you from each other. Because I'm seeing someone that travels a lot, or does something that takes them away from their home base. This could also be something like that's like a long distance type of relationship or connection, and sometimes you all have to sort of like take a break from each other. For whatever reason, but for some of you always go back to that connection, or you all find yourself coming back to each other. Okay. So then you have the Emperor, and it says use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized. A firm but compassionate leader. And it's funny that it mentions a firm but compassionate leader, and you have Kuan Yin down here, compassion. But I'm gonna wait till I get there before I go more in depth with that. So yeah, I see on this Emperor's card right here, there's looks like the Earth, the globe. So yeah, again, I feel like this to me, this says like long distance, or travel, some kind of travel thing, something with travel that keeps you guys apart. And then also there's a heart in the middle of this beaming light. So even though you guys are apart, you still have love for one another. You still you know, feel connected to one another. So that's probably why you all still, you know, sort of keep the connection open, if you will. Okay. Then we have Six of Autumn. The good news, or not the good news. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna get some good news since that came out. But anyway, it says Six of Autumn. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. Some of you maybe you were drawn to pile number one, because with the Six of Autumn, it's saying like someone who's like very hyper focused on like being in their bag, sort of like more so focused on finances. And this could be a case where both of you sort of had to focus on your respective careers, or you know, whatever it is you're trying to do, and you couldn't devote as much time as you'd like to, excuse me, as you would like to the relationship. So that's why you know, there's the issue of like being separated, because you there are other priorities that you have in your life, to where you know, you can't solely focus on this relationship. Okay. So the next card we have, these are the three cards that we have out, that I cannot really show because they're sort of suggestive, if you will. So yeah, the first card is the Magician, and it's depicts a guy on the card who has a sword and looks like a wand of some sort. I think that's a wand. Sort of like holding it like this. It's kind of like he's ready for battle almost. And there is, let me see here. There's a figurine of a woman, a very voluptuous woman, and like sort of like a candle on the. It's one of those candle, like the candle stands that's in the shape of the woman, and there's like a red candle on top. Interesting. I don't know. I'm getting. This may sound kind of odd, but I'm getting that someone is doing like Smix magic. Maybe that's why this connection is so hard to let go of, because maybe someone did something, did some sort of spell. If that is the case, be careful with that, because that can backfire. That type of thing, when you go against someone's will, it can definitely backfire. So I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know if I really like the Magician card here. And especially the way, and I said I wouldn't share, well, I'll just do it like, let me see, cover that lady up. I'll show it like that. See how he kind of looks kind of angry. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really like that card right there. Not this Magician and the place that it's in, because it's like right in the middle here. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that card. So yeah, if you feel, if some of you in this pile feel like you cannot just escape a certain person, or you feel like you can't, no matter what, you keep being drawn to this person that you know is not necessarily good for you, then maybe look into cutting cords. And I mentioned the same thing in pile one, is cutting like energetic cords of past relationships. So yeah, you this pile may have been drawn to pile two. Okay. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that Magician card here. But for others of you, this could just be, you sort of calling in love, which I don't think is a problem with. It's not like you are necessarily um, taking free will from a person. You are sort of just, sort of like hyper focused on calling in the love that you want, that you truly want. So if that is the case for the small number of you that I get this for, that, could be significant. And with the shape or the woman of the candle stand or candle, I think it's called a candelabra or something like that, but it's in the shape of this woman. It could be that this is the type of person that you're looking for. So that's what you're trying to bring into your life. Okay. So let's go to the next card. It's the Knight of Chalices or the Knight of Cups. So in this card, it depicts a woman that's in a redheaded woman that is in some like a stream or pond or something. She's sort of naked. And she's sort of looking off to the distance of a man who's on a horse. And he has a torch. I'm not sure why he has a torch, and it's like daytime, but whatever. It's all good. But he's on horseback, and he's sort of looking at her, and she's looking at him. But I also, it's funny. I get the feeling, or it's funny that these two are sort of like at a distance from one another, even though it's a short distance. So, and they're sort of like, it's easy to get to each other. But again, so I found that kind of funny. They're sort of like at a distance from each other, but they're looking at each other. So to me, that tells me again that there is a separation of some sort. And if you can hear background noise, I do apologize. There's someone upstairs doing something. But anyway, hopefully it's not too loud and you can hear me clearly. But yeah, I feel like it's like they can't keep their eyes. Yeah, it's like a lot of you can't keep your eyes off of this person. It's like even though you're in separation, you still keep up with their social media. You still speak to one another. You still have feelings for each other. There's a small number of you that I'm a little worried that someone may have done something to you. Excuse me. Whether within the sexual magic, or you could be the one doing this, and I'm just gonna wag my finger and say, unless a person consents to doing some sort of like, ritual or something like that, I'm not with that. So yeah, just be mindful of that. But anyway, but I get the feeling of in this pile that this is people who cannot get enough of their partner, who cannot get enough of each other, even if you guys are in separation, and and you want to get away from them, but you can't. They have you under a spell, if that makes sense. Okay. So next we have Two of Wands, and it's like two people sitting at a table, and this is not too spicy. It doesn't look like. It's not spicy at all, really. Let me see. Yeah, they're sitting at a table, and they look like they're sort of like deep in conversation. It looks like. So yeah, not good. So look at that. They're sitting at a table, face to face, close face to face too. So yeah, I really get two people that I'm hearing the word obsession. The two of you could be very, very obsessed with each other. Or it could be one person who's extremely obsessed and doesn't want to let the other person go. So I'm a little, these cards, I'm a little iffy with these cards a little bit. Only because I'm getting like someone that's like too almost, to the point of a point of like obsession, because I'm getting that character you. Crap, I can't think of his name. What is his name on you? Oh my god, I can't think of it. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. But that character, the guy from you, I'm getting those vibes, and it's weird. Okay, hopefully it's not that deep and that serious, but if it is, definitely protect yourself if that's the case. A little healthy obsession is okay, but when it's overboard, yeah. So the next card we have here is past life relationship, and it says you have known each other before. And this is someone, see, they look like they're very much in, bliss here. Very, very passionate, very seductive. Yeah, I feel like someone is very seductive too. Interesting. Ew. Okay. Yeah, I'm going back to that. I keep hearing obsession, and then it's like, if I can't have you, no one can. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. But anyway, it's like you've known each other before. And that may be just for a select number of you, where I got the obsession where a person is, I'm getting that you character. So again, if that is the case for you, please protect yourself. Okay, and then you have separation. And it says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So yeah, I really feel like, for the not so scary-ish, part of this, I feel like with being separated, I think eventually there'll be some kind of conclusion. There'll be some sort of resolution, if you will, for this. Perhaps, you all will move closer to one another. You'll close the distance, because followed right behind behind this separation card is Lakshmi, bright future. I really love this card. It's one of my favorite cards from this deck. It's just so pretty and bright and lively. I just love it. But anyway, it says stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. And then it says, and then you have Kuan Yin, compassion. And it says release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So yeah, like I said, again, you don't necessarily have to worry if it's not that other situation that I was picking up on. But I feel like for the most part, this pile, there'll be a resolution, and you'll be able to see, at the very least, if things do, if things don't come together, or you all end up not being together, at least there'll be a resolution. At least you all will be amicable, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm getting. Also, let's see, you have world energy, and it says the earth is going through a transition of energy, and your sensitive body is feeling it. You are not alone. Accept the help of others. That's what they said. And I think, oh yeah, 10 of spring, it says on here to ask for help from others. Interesting. So maybe this is a case where you may need to reach out to someone else for help. Maybe you need help, with getting away from a person, if that's that situation that I picked up over here. Or if, You know, maybe you need help. You know, maybe you need mediation with this relationship for some of you to sort of get that flame back, that spark back. As it pertains to, like, if you all are in a relationship but you're separated, maybe you need mediation. Because this could be someone who's like in a marriage and it sort of broke down and that was the cause of the separation. Maybe you all need to, you know, sort of, if you know you do want to get back together, you know, maybe go to a therapist, you know, a marriage counselor or whatever, and get that mediation to where you can all can figure out what the issues are, what the problems are, and you all can come back together, if that's what you want to do. Okay, and then we have balanced friendships, Gerba, or wait a minute, Gerbera, or African Daisy. It says your friendships work best when there's an equal share of giving and receiving. So with this, I feel like not necessarily for friendships. I don't get friendship vibes here. I just get that this is a relation. This is my pal number twos. You all are in a situation or a relationship where there was some sort of breakdown that caused a separation, and there needs to be, well, you know, because you are technically friends with your significant other, right? You know, you guys come together, and you know, a lot of times people will come together and they were friends first. So, you know, it could be a thing where, you know, you guys need to get back to that where you were friends, where you were, you know, the love was there, or not. Well, not that the love wasn't there, but more so that what am I trying to say? Like the friendship, but the camaraderie or the affection, the, you know, that type of thing comes back, because I'm getting sort of like a coldness here, a sort of breakdown. Even though you guys still have eyes for each other, you still have, you know, love for each other, there's still some issue, something that needs to be addressed. And it's funny because you got here, last card here is number 2, refusing to see. And I feel like, yeah, there's something that someone in the relationship, or even both parties, they're refusing to see, they're refusing to address, which is why there's a separation, which is why there's this weird energy up here. There's a refusing to see, you know, the signs or the issues. So that is why there needs to be a sort of like a mediator to come in and sort of help the situation, if that's what you need, or there needs to be some kind of energetic cord cutting to get to sort of move past this relationship and get to a place where you meet the type of person that you want to be with, if that's what you want to do. Okay, so now the affirmation card that I've received or got here for you guys is, I want to wrap my hands around that pretty neck. So this is the spicy element here, because I was like, there is really not any spice in pile number 2. I don't know. But I feel like it's more so, I don't get anything like sort of kinky, and I didn't get the same necessarily in pile number 1 per se, but more so for here, I get that there is like passion here. There is passion, and sort of, and a little bit of devotion here I get to, as well as obsession. Again, like I said, there's, you know, healthy obsession is good, but when it goes overboard to where, you know, you're sort of clocking every your partner's every move, and, you know, you're sort of controlling, that's a red flag, and that's a deal breaker in my eyes. But again, you know, you have to follow your own intuition, own instincts, and you know, you all know what's best for you. So yeah, but with this, I just get that, you know, I just get obsession, really. I just get devotion. I just get passion, if you will. Okay, so that's all I have. Pile number 2. Hopefully this resonated. Hopefully it helped you. Sorry it wasn't more spicy. I don't know, but I just go by what I got pick up on. Oh, and like I was supposed to do with all the cards, I go through this guide. Well, let me not show that. Yeah, because that's, oh yeah, let me not show that. Sorry, YouTube. But yeah, let me not show that too far or too much. But yeah, I am gonna go through here and just sort of speak on what I get and just kind of give extra confirmation before I close pile number two out. Okay, so first we have the Magician, and that's the major arcana. Let's see here. Okay, so major arcana, it says the Magician, courtship, magic, intention. Desire is the drive behind a new story. A willingness and passion guarantee success. So yeah, again, I feel like there is passion here. But again, it's given the other cards, I feel like it's a little obsessive. Obsessive to the point where this person doesn't want their partner or significant other or whatever to, you know, sort of be with anyone else or look at anyone else. Because I get the sense of even if there is even if there is a separation, one partner may not feel like they want their partner to do anything else with anyone else, because it's like, if I can have you, no one else can. That's what I got very clearly. And looking at this person's face, even though it could be that this person is just determined to get what they want, exactly what they want, they're trying to manifest it. This also is a person that sort of has a face or a sort of demeanor of kind of anger. So yeah, I don't know, you know, take it as it resonates. And again, if you know you're in a certain situation where you know you're dealing with a controlling person and it's not something that you like, you know, because some people enjoy or like a little controlling, a little, you know, control, you know, a little, you know, because that could be a part of your kink, your thing, you know. But if it's not, then definitely seek help from that, because you don't have to deal with that if you don't want to. Okay, so then we have the Knight of Chalices. So let's see here. Sorry, my voice is getting a little scratchy or whatever. Let me drink some more water real quick. Y'all like my shirt? I love The Office. That's one of my favorite shows. Anyway, so let's see. Chalices. That was the Knight of Chalices. Okay, it says modesty. And it says the magic of the red candle. Wait a minute, am I reading the right thing? Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, I am. Okay. Yes. Okay, it says, is awareness of oneself and sexuality born of shame or discretion? Without encounters with others, you cannot find yourself. So, I don't, the guidebook's description is not what I necessarily get from this card. I get more so that this is just something that, you know, where you guys are in separation. Pile number 2 is in separation. Like, you all, again, even though you're separated, you still have the eyes for each other, because they both cannot keep their eyes off of each other. They're both, sort of keeping up with each other, and to me, the way the woman in the pond is looking, she's like, come here, come to me. I want you, basically. Okay, and then we have 2 of Wands. All right, and it says nearness. It says the magic of sliced bread, and it says sharing every bite of food to unite with another person without losing yourself. So again, yes, that they sort of look like they're having dinner or something. But I feel like, again, this is, you guys, even though you're separated, you're still close. You're still, you still have those eyes for each other. You still have that fire for each other. But for whatever reason, you guys are in separation in this pile. And even though that there is still passion there, there's still devotion there still is something that you all are refusing to see, that you all are refusing to address, and it needs to be addressed. So that, you all can come back together, or you all can figure out a resolution, even if that means, you all, permanently separate. So yeah, that was it, pile number 2. Hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully it resonated. If it did, and you liked it, and you think it might be beneficial to someone else who might enjoy it, share it with them. Like this video, subscribe to the channel so you can be up to date on all the things that I dropped, all the videos, whatever. Yeah, I have a Patreon coming soon, so that I can delve a little bit more deeper into the more spicy content, if you will, more adult content, more fun content, and also leave me comments down in the comment section if you really enjoyed this, like, or let me know if you're, whatever you feel comfortable with, if, what the situation is, and, maybe I can give a little bit more insight if you, want that, of course. I definitely don't want to, offer any unsolicited advice, but if you want that, I'm happy to help. All the decks that I use will be down in the description box. If you want to book a reading with me, you like the way I read, definitely email me. I'm very affordable. We can get you set up. I will do your reading. I have quick turnaround typically, so yeah, there's nothing holding me back to where I couldn't, have a quick turnaround for you as far as reading goes. And even if you have like questions that you don't want to necessarily ask in the comment section, totally fine. You can email me. I check my email often, every day. So definitely get at me. And that's all, pal, too. Thank you so much for watching, and look forward to a new reading, because I have a few coming up. So definitely check in. And now my nose wants to act up, of course. Of course. Grab another slip of this water. Okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. You all have the flaming heart. So, if that is what you picked, then this is for you. Okay. Now we're just going to spread these cards out. And like I said in the previous piles, they're, I have some spicy cards. Some of them are not as spicy really, but some of them are. So I can't, just to be on the safe side, I'm not going to share or show those cards. However, I am going to describe them, and I'm going to read from the guidebook with these cards. Yeah. Ugh, goodness. Of course, my nose wants to act up. Right when I get to pile number 3. I don't know. Maybe you guys have the sniffles right now or something like that. Okay. And I'm going to read your affirmation of these oracle cards that I made. They are the love and lust cards. So yeah. Okay. All right, give me a chance to sort of look at these cards real quick and just get an overall picture of what I'm dealing with here for pile number 3, the Flaming Hearts. That sounds like it could be like a band name or something, Flaming Hearts. Maybe there is a band, I don't know, who knows. Okay. And again, guys, if you hear background noise, I apologize. I will stop if it gets too loud and pick it back up when they stop. Okay, because I live in on the ground floor, so it's right next to the street or whatever. Not too far towards the street, but you can hear everything going down the street. So just bear with me with that. And sometimes I have loud neighbors, so there's that too. Anyway, so let's look at this. Okay. Okay, pile number 3. I feel like pile number 3, you all definitely will be experiencing new love, or you've just gotten into a new relationship. I'm getting in this pile number 3 that this pile likes to kiss. Kissing is very it turns a lot of you on. That's your thing, your kink or whatever, kissing. Okay, what else? I'm sorry for that background noise. Also getting somebody likes their hair pulled. Someone in this, I don't know why that came. I don't know. On one of these cards, this woman has like really long hair, like a long braid, almost like down to her backside. It looks like. Is that her hair? Excuse me, y'all. Yep. Yeah, I'm getting that in my mind. Also getting very sensual. This pile, passionate. Okay, so let's go through the cards. Okay, so you got the wheel, number 10, and its delays are over, sudden or unexpected good luck, a new car or travel. So with that, I feel like, again, this is newness. This is because you got a lot of cards out here that are new and bloom. yeah, okay. And also with the wheel, it's cycles. It's things never ending, but things change, but they don't stay the same. So again, this could be like a new, even though it says new car or new travel. um I feel like this is more so like a new relationship, a new foundation. um a new, this could also be like a transition into newness in your current relationship, if that makes sense. Okay. And then we have the high priestess, number 2. um it says trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. High priestess. Okay. And then you have princess of summer, gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. And it says a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So again, yeah, it's a new relationship that you have coming through for a lot of you. And again, this could be a renewed time in a current relationship if you're already in a relationship. So yeah, I really get the newness, the new feeling, the new, like, everything. It's that point where both parties in a relationship are sort of like putting their best foot forward, if you will. It could be some growing pains, especially with this new relationship. Sorry, guys. I've been talking for a while, so my voice is sort of cracking and getting strained a little bit. But I'm gonna push through it though. Yeah, because this next card, and I'm not gonna show it. But yeah, it's 7 of Swords. And both parties here on the bed here. And this woman, she has like a long braid. That's where I got like the feeling of like someone likes their hair pulled or whatever. But anyway, there's 2 figures on the bed. It's a man and a woman. The man is sort of facing the front view of the card, and the woman has her back to the audience or whatever. And this seems like sort of like indifference, and indifference came up in pile number 2, so maybe you guys were drawn to pile number 2. I don't know. But yeah, there could be like some growing pains, some indifference, some things that you all may need to work on. It could deal with being in bed too. Maybe one partner feels like the other partner is not reciprocating enough. One partner may want certain things and they don't necessarily know excuse me, how to tell the other partner. And it's funny that my throat is feeling kind of, I have to keep constantly clearing it. Yeah, maybe one partner or both of you in this relationship may have a hard time expressing yourself. You don't necessarily want to hurt your partner's feelings if there's something that they're doing that you don't really like. Yeah, but there needs to be, clear, concise communication. That alliteration right there. No. But there needs to be, that clear communication so that, everything can run smoothly, And it's normal, especially with new relationships, to have little bumps in a road because you all are trying to get to know each other. You're trying to, especially if you all decided to, maybe like move in with each other. That could be the newness in a current relationship or partnership. Maybe y'all are choosing to sort of stay with each other, and so you're trying to get used to one another in that sense. How each other likes for things to be done a certain way, like how each other, how you all clean or keep your house together and all that type of stuff. So it could just be growing pains, and you know, just you all can sort of kind of like getting used to each other. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so the next card is Three of Pentacles, and it looks like two people are embracing. They are engaged to and some, you know, spicy time, and but it looks very passionate. That the woman in this card also looks like they have very long hair too. So, yeah. Sorry guys. I like to have a little bit of music playing in the background. You may not be able to hear it, but I like to kind of have it going. Anyway, yeah. They look like they're just into they're very into each other. So again, I feel like this pile is very, very passionate for one another. But I just think that maybe, you know, there are some things that you guys need to work on. Some things that, and I feel like these are things that you all can get through too. I don't think it's too bad to the point where you all can't work whatever it is out. I'm picking up on something with two of these cards. I'm gonna go back to the third card that I have here, that I'm skipping over right quick. But there is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Free yourself. And we have trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith. Okay, so, and you also, again, with the High Priestess, is trusting your intuition. So, Seven of Swords, free yourself and trust, and then also with the High Priestess. I'm getting for a lot of you, there could be, especially with the Seven of Swords, maybe a subset of you are feeling sort of insecure. And again, I get that feeling of, you know, several of you maybe being a little bit afraid to express yourself, express your needs, your wants, express that, you know, maybe you're feeling some type of way about something. I don't get the sense that it's something that's very, very serious. I just get a feeling that maybe this could be something about, because each of these cards, it looks like they're in a bedroom. Well, this middle card, it looks like they could be in the kitchen. I don't know, because I see some pots and pans back there, so I don't know. But yeah, but either way, I just feel like there needs to be because yeah, I think it's like a thing where one partner may be insecure about, you know, one partner expressing, okay, I need this, I don't like this, so on and so forth. And that could have made one partner feel a bit insecure about that. Sorry for the background noise if you hear that. And they just need to sort of maybe work through the insecurity. And again, I mentioned, I believe it was pal 2 or pal 1, either one. Maybe you were drawn to both pals or all three pals, I don't know. But either way, maybe go check those out if you do feel called to do that. But maybe a mediator could come in and sort of help so that you can sort of free yourself from that insecurity and sort of trust that, you know, number one, that you can improve for your partner. If that's something that you care about, you know, you can improve upon the things, you know, and even in that, maybe the both of you have things, you know, that you can improve on, or that, you know, you have a feeling that, you know, you want the other partner to do or fulfill for you, you know. But it takes being clear and you know, communicating and, you know, not being afraid, trusting that, you know, your partner will receive the information. Because this also can be where, you know, with the insecurity of feeling like you can't trust your partner with your most, you know, vulnerable or deep feelings. They will, you know, just talk it out though. You know. Oh my gosh, let me go back. So yeah, Three of Pentacles. Yeah, that one card here in the middle here, with the woman and the man sort of like in the embrace in the kitchen. That was Three of Pentacles. Okay, so then we go to Ace of Wands, and it's a woman and a man on the bed. The woman looks like she's sort of like in a state of bliss, or she's asleep, and the guy is sort of looking at her, watching her sleep, watching her just lay there with her eyes closed. So yeah, again, I feel like both of you, both parties want to satisfy each other. Like you want that. Yeah, because I don't get anything like just overly kinky here, anything like too spicy, but I get that sort of divine, like, or well, you have divine passion down here with Pele, but yeah, I just get that. Yeah, I get the sense of passion here, like just really deep passion, and the need or the want to, you know, satisfy and all that good stuff. But I feel like there's some kind of miscommunication, some kind of disconnect here with the Seven of Swords that needs to be addressed though. But yeah, so here you have Ostara, fertility, and I just get again that, you know, if some in this pile are not in a connection yet or a relationship, you soon will be, because fertility, that means, you know, new birth, or not new birth, birth, or, you know, the birthing of a new endeavor, embarking on a new journey, that type of stuff. I don't necessarily get that, you know, there could be, you know, maybe there may be, you know, children in your future. You know, if you don't want that, then maybe, you know, protect yourself, of course, always. But so yeah, but yeah, because it says it's the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. So yeah, again, I just feel like this is a new relationship. And then, as I mentioned, you have Pele, divine passion. I love this card. I just love the way it looks. It's so cool. It kind of reminds me of like a rising phoenix. But anyway, so it says, be honest with yourself. What is your heart's true desires? Again, so this goes back to like freeing yourself and trust. Yeah, just be open. It's okay to be, like, if you can't be open in your relationship, then where can you be open, right? Like, if you can't talk about your deepest, darkest desires with your partner, then what are you doing? Who are you with? So yeah. And then we go to Let Your Inner Beauty Shine, pink rose, and it says, you are a brilliant example of God's love. Everything about you is perfect, so let your light shine and inspire others. Pretty card, beautiful card. Yeah, I just, don't be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to open yourself up. Don't be afraid to tell your partner what it is you want. Because that's your partner. They should want to know these things. Like, they should want to, satisfy your every need. I just feel like that, and that's not just to say one partner over the other. Both parties, both of you should want to, do that. Okay, so then we have the card of take time for yourself. This is a tulip, and it says enjoy relaxation activities that nurture your soul. Yeah, I with this card, take time for yourself. I don't necessarily feel like it's like, you know, there needs to be something where you need to, you know, spend time away from your new connection or your relationship or whatever. I feel like this is something, maybe, hold up, let me back up. The new car or a new travel, maybe you guys need to get away with each other and take time for yourselves. Like, but together though. And this also could be like free yourself, getting away from all the noise, all, you know, the humdrum, if you will, of you know your daily routine. You need to maybe you two need to get away from that and just, you know, come back and sort of like reconnect or even with this being a new relationship or a new connection, there could be whatever this like disconnect here and with Seven of Swords is something that you guys need to sort of come together and figure out. Okay, and then let's see, share the love is this card here, and as you can see, it's two people, sort of like all around the card, but it's two people, and there's a hand holding a heart, and it says share the love. Yeah, share the love, get back into the swing of things. You know, just and I'm hearing in my mind, let your freak flag fly. So yeah, so I because I'm getting someone who's a little bit uptight. They need to release in this pile. Like, you guys may have probably been going on and on and on and on and on, and there's a what do you call it? There's a need to reconnect and get busy, basically. Just putting it out there. There needs to be some connecting, deep connecting. So yeah. And I'm going to go look in the guidebook here and just sort of go back through these cards here and just see what they say, just to get more confirmation for you. But I always like to give my interpretation first and then go back and, you know, confirm. And then we're going to wrap this up. So the affirmation that I got for you from my Love and Lust Oracle cards here, it says, I'm coming back for you. So with that, it could be a small number, because I feel like this kind of, it doesn't really necessarily go with what we have out here. But for a small number of you, what this could be is that, and that's why I say maybe some of you may have been drawn to pile number 2, because it speaks about separation in that pile. So perhaps a small number of you could be in separation from someone, from a relationship, and you all are coming back together, or this, you know, partner that you had is coming back for you, or, you know, you guys are going to renew a connection, and they're ready to do what it takes to make it work. Okay, so that's what I get from this right here. I'm coming back for you. Okay. So we're gonna really quickly read what it says from the guidebook for these 3 cards from the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Okay, and I'm saying it that way because I'm trying to be YouTube friendly. Okay. All right, so what do we have? 7 of Swords. Okay. Huh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maybe tulips are significant. Maybe that's someone's favorite flower, because we have tulip here, and then also for the, let me make sure I'm reading from the right. That is 7 of Swords, yeah. Okay. So yeah, it says number 7, tasting, and it says the magic of the 7 red tulips. Even though this is sort of like a pink tulip, but yeah, it's a pink tulip. But it looks kind of red on the camera, so I don't know. But anyway, sort of reddish pink. But anyway, wait a minute. Yes, I do. Okay, yeah, there are, in this card, there are red tulips up there. They look sort of pink, like reddish pink too, so yeah, it connects. Interesting. So it says, only the beginning is not enough, but it is a beginning. Not every seed can ripen in a day. This is why you must persevere. What did I say? Like, you guys, whatever this disconnect is, it could be some sort of something where you guys need to work things out, or it could be that you all are sort of like getting used to each other, especially if like you've moved in together with one another. You guys are getting used to each other. You guys are, you know, sort of you know, just sort of figuring it out, figuring out how to coexist with each other, if that makes sense. Okay. All right, so 3 of Pentacles. Let's see where Pentacles are. Again, if you hear that in the background, sorry for that noise. Upstairs neighbors are walking around the apartment. Okay, so number 3 of Pentacles. It says a warmth. It says the magic of the earthenware pot. Okay. It says, in order to become meaningful, a relationship must be able to offer warmth and protection. You must give in order to be able to receive. And it's funny, I mentioned pile number 2. I believe their cards down here, one of them was receptivity, I believe, or it could have been pile number 1. I can't remember. Actually, yeah, I can't see. Yeah, I can see. 1 second. Okay, no, that was not pile number 2. It was actually pile number 1. So some of you could have been attracted to pile number 1 because it mentions receptivity or receive in here. And that's another form of receptivity. So yeah, if you felt drawn to pile number 1, some of you go look at pile number 1 if you feel so called to do so. Okay, but yeah, again, like this is, I feel like in this pile, this is how there's newness here. There's, you know, there's a willingness to learn from each other and, you know, figure out things and figure out how, you know, to love one another and be with one another. So yeah, that's what I get from that card. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so Ace of Wands, it says union, and it says the magic of the statues in the fire. Okay, there are, oh, I didn't even notice that at first. There are statues in the little fire pit thing. Okay, so it says abandon is a surrender of oneself. One loses his own likeness to enter into something much greater. It's funny that should say that, especially with free yourself being the next card. But yeah, you do, in relationships, we do, you know, sort of lose a bit of ourselves, or we can. And so there, you know, there could also be here with the free yourself, there could be, if this is not a necessarily new relationship, this is something that's a relationship that's sort of been ongoing. There could be a need for some of you to sort of regain your sense of self back. Maybe you feel sort of caged here because, you know, the unicorn is sort of like in this sort of wooden ring thing, and there's no outlet, but if they jump over it, they'll get out of it. And I think that's what the description of this card says. But anyway, yeah, I've had those. I had this deck for a long time. Well, this particular deck anyway. So I know it like the back of my hand. But anyway, yeah. But if so, yeah, there could be for some of you a little small. But I'm only getting this for like a small number of you. For those who are already in relationships and they're not sort of like waiting for a new relationship to come in. You know, what this could be is that you all there is a need for you to sort of like regain sort of like your passions back, you know, with the Seven of Swords, and I'm not going to show it necessarily, but there could be sort of like this thing, a need of like you feel like you've sort of lost yourself in the sauce, if you will, you lost, and now there's a need for you to sort of like regain and free yourself, you know, from like what I'm getting when I say all that is it could be that you guys have sort of gotten into this routine that's sort of, you know, redundant, and you know there needs to be like some passion ignited, there needs to be some spice, there needs some, you know, and again that like I mentioned, the travel, maybe you all need to get away, you know, you and your partner need to get away and reconnect, and sort of remember, you know, why it is you all came together in the first place, if that makes sense. So hopefully that resonated. Pile number 3. Again, if you feel called to go look at other piles, definitely do that. I mentioned in the beginning of the video as well as throughout the video that I'm working on a Patreon, so that I can get more in depth with these readings, be more adults, because even though this is sort of like 18 plus, on Patreon we can dig a little bit more deeper and be a bit more freer with our language, if that makes sense. And I can show the cards and do all that stuff. So I'm working on that. Look forward to that. You know, subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps my channel get on the algorithm, and you know, reach more people. That's what I would love to do, and build a community over here. Also, you know, you can look forward to more readings like this, and you know, other things that I have coming, because I do have some more readings coming that are in depth, you know, that are really will speak to the soul, I feel. So if that's the type of readings that you love, definitely stick around, subscribe, like, share it with a friend if you think they would enjoy this type of a reading, and comment, you know, let me know down in the comment section if it resonated. If you know, if you want to, you can tell me a little bit about your situation, and you know, if you have a question or you want me to give insight, I can absolutely do that. But I won't give unsolicited advice. So unless you ask me, you know, or you just want to talk about something, then you know, I will make suggestions, of course, respectfully. But I never will tell you what you should do, what you need to do, all that type of stuff. I'm not the type of person. What else? If you want to book a reading with me, I'm open to readings. But I will never ever again reach out to anyone. You have to email me, and you know, we'll go from there. I'll let you know my prices. I'm very affordable, and I have quick turnaround. So yeah, my email will be in the description box. The cards that I'm using will be in the description box. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much, and I will be back with more readings. Bye.